We're back on the Morning Brew with friends, and this is Ernestine Trujillo, your Senior Clinical Nutritionist at the UNM Comprehensive Cancer Center. And I often, when we talk to the rest of the folks from the UNM Comprehensive Cancer Center, it's usually about treatment, it's usually about some of the cutting-edge things that the cancer center is doing. But you work on keeping the patient healthy going into treatment, right?
Absolutely. So I'm part of the team. We all work together to help keep them strong enough, fit enough, and full enough to maintain the treatment.
So that means maybe packing on a few pounds before you go into treatment?
For some patients, yes.
Yeah.
For others, our goal is to just have them maintain weight throughout treatment.
And what does that mean? Like, does that just mean like, I weigh like about 120 soaking wet, and I want to keep that?
So what I usually do is I'll calculate a BMI and see where that falls.
The body mass index.
Body mass index, which tells us whether you're underweight, normal weight, or overweight. And from that, it helps us to designate a treatment plan as far as the diet goes. So if somebody's underweight, yes, we would like them to gain a few pounds before treatment, if possible. Sometimes their treatment starts immediately, so we work with what we have.
That's very cool. One of the things I've always heard about people who do go through cancer treatments is that things taste funny. Like,
yes.
is that just people that, like, I've known that have gone through the treatments, is that just them, or is that a thing that happens to a lot of people?
It's common. So radiation treatment and chemotherapy both can change your taste buds. It can also change the production of saliva, which if you've ever had a dry mouth, it makes things taste a little different.
Right.
So even your favorite foods may not taste the way you remember them.
Like barbecue?
Like barbecue, which means you may not want to eat that at the moment. So.
Right. So how do you get people over that and get them to eat then?
So I try to meet patients where they're at, whether it be looking at their cultural foods, decreasing their portions, and increasing the frequency with how often they're eating.
I would much rather eat smaller meals 9 times a day.
Absolutely. Grazing, it's called.
Right.
So it's less intimidating to eat a small portion of a meal than to eat a big meal when you don't have much of an appetite.
And then you can still get your 3,000 calories or whatever it is every day you need to eat.
For some patients, yes, it is 3,000 calories.
I want to ask you, though, what are some of the foods we should eat? You hear about all of these weird studies that say, you eat kale and it helps heart disease. You eat whatever and it helps solve cancer. Are these things real, or are these things kind of made up?
Well, as far as diet goes, there's no one magic bullet. Rather, what I try to ask our patients to do is to eat a variety of foods to make sure that you're getting a variety of nutrients.
Okay. But there's really no like magic bullet food that, like, if you eat a lot of whatever, cauliflower or something, you won't get cancer?
Well, cauliflower in particular is a cruciferous vegetable, which is packed with good nutrition.
What kind of vegetable?
So, cruciferous.
Cruciferous. So, I like this. This is my new word for the day.
Okay, cruciferous. So it's actually packed with lots of vitamins, and it's a great one to have, but why limit yourself to one vitamin when you can have a broad spectrum by eating a different variety of vegetables and fruits, like blueberries and raspberries, apples and oranges?
Well, I try to eat, like, I don't just eat McDonald's French fries. I eat French fries from Wendy's, and I eat French fries at Burger King. Is that the kind of grazing you're talking about?
Not necessarily the ideal variety that we're looking for, but if it comes...
I spread my French fry eating around between all the restaurants.
Okay, you're sharing the love, but there are other more nutritious foods out there for you. And if that's all you want to eat during cancer treatment, sometimes we got to just say, have at it. If that's what you want to eat, let's do it.
Excellent, excellent. So, for those people that are recently diagnosed, when you start thinking about your diet early on, what are the things we need to consider?
So making sure you're getting adequate calories to sustain weight, making sure you're getting adequate protein, because protein is the basic building block of muscle, and we want you to maintain muscle mass.
Because that's what gets destroyed in the treatment, right?
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
And then we look at the variety of fruits and vegetables, and of course your whole grains for energy.
Excellent. And then beyond that, are there certain foods we should just be eating every day?
Fruits and vegetables, actually the science is showing that we should be on a more plant-based diet. So lots of fruits and vegetables and whole grains, and a little less of things like red meats and less processed meats.
Excellent. Well, it's good that we had the Padros barbecue guys in.
Yes.
I love their barbecue. They also make like great beans and collard greens.
Absolutely.
So eat more of that.
Yes, more greens and beans. wonderful for you.
I love it. Well, some of my favorite foods anyway.
Good.
So how does what you do work into what the rest of the folks at UNM Comprehensive Cancer Center are doing?
Well, we work together as a team, so it's the nurses and the doctors who sometimes will flag a patient for me and say, this patient needs some help with their nutrition. And
Is it common?
It's very common.
Yeah.
So in an ideal world, I'd see every patient. We try to see them during their chemo treatment so they don't have to necessarily have a separate appointment with me. And they're already there having treatment, so we work through it during chemo.
Great. So how did you get involved in being a nutritionist yourself?
Actually, I thought I was going to be a physical therapist, and I took my very first nutrition course at UNM in undergrad, and I was hooked from the very first class.
That was it?
Yes, it's ever-changing. So.
Yeah. Well, is it a lot of memorization and a lot of trying to figure out what food is what?
Initially, it's a lot of memorization at first, but then once you get into the science and how things work in the body, it's more looking at the whole. I'm looking at treating the whole person instead of just one particular food or one particular nutrient.
Right. Well, I know you're a new mom.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
So any tips on nutrition for little ones?
Yes, so it's very different from what I learned in the books.
Oh, really?
It just feels like don't give up. Keep encouraging my daughters at the point where she's trying new foods.
Oh, good.
Some of them she doesn't like, but the other day I had her drinking a spinach smoothie and she loved it. So keep trying, keep trying.
I love it. I love it. We'll be back in a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew, and I'll keep trying to eat spinach myself.
Good.
I'll give it my best shot.
Thank you.
We'll be back in a couple of seconds. We got buddies from Bernalillo County and talking about some drainage products on the Morning Brew.